Hello, welcome back to another project video today. Well, in fact, I have 5 or even more different ways of using the gorgeous Waves of the Ocean collection products. They are so beautiful. You might have seen so many around. I've loved creating with them and I couldn't wait to share these projects with you. So we'll just move them away and I'm going to take them one at a time to show you. So let's have a look at the first project. You can see the gorgeous Waves of the Ocean designer series paper. Now the paper was actually created, the artists created canvases with paint pouring and developed the paper prints from that. So it's just beautiful, and I like you can have the look of paint pouring but not have all that mess. So with this card, I'm going to particularly show you how you can get this multi look on your wave. So we'll bring in our piece of card. So I've cut that with one of the stitched rectangles already. Grab your wave stamp set. You'll need the large block. So this is block I for it. If you find this really hard to handle, then the Stamparatus is really good to use. So we'll just move the card to the side and I'll show you how to do that. You're going to ink up firstly your card with Coastal Cabana. That's the colour I've chosen. Give it a good pat around with the ink pad. I find it easier. Leave the block on the table and add the ink pad to it. Give it a good pat. Then you want to grab your other colour. I'm using Pacific Point for this one, and we'll get our dauber. So you're going to apply some ink to that before you even stamp it on your card. I'm just going to use some scrap paper just to dab off some of the ink. So just pick up some ink with your sponge dauber, and we're going to add just a little bit of ink in some of the spots. And you'll find each time you do this, now I haven't daubered any off, but you can do that. So you'll just, if you find you're getting too much ink, just give it a bit of a tap just to lighten it too, so you'll get those varying shades. So do it as much or as little as you like, but it gives you that cool effect on it. So we will then move this ink pad out of the way. We'll close that up because accidents happen. Grab your piece of card and we just stamp that down. I hope you can see that okay and it's not too much reflection. That a good press around. So you find if you're going to use the Stamparatus, your card's already in position, so if you feel you need to add a little bit more to it, you can easily line up the stamp with that. Give it a good press though, it should be okay. Isn't that a wow when you lift it off and you see all those multicolours? It's amazing. And it looks different every time depending on how much ink you've applied. So you get that multicolored look. Now, with the rest of the card, I just added some designer series paper strip and the foil. Can you see the foil on that? With the foil, you have 3 shades. If there's not too much reflection, you'll get the blue, the green, the Coastal Cabana, and the silver. So I've just added a strip of that. Now, when I looked at the dies originally, I saw these, I'll just grab them. I saw these little, I don't know if you can see them, they're like little wavy edges. We've got the clouds, a large one and a small one. We've got a large and a small swirl. I didn't know what these were. I don't know if you find them confusing as to what they were. And initially, I used them as the wave edge. I thought it was really cool just to create just that little detail. But then I found out that they actually line up with the cloud, so whether it's a large or a small one. But it's multi-use, which is really great. and I've added one of the wave gems, which is really nice. So this card was inspired by a card I made earlier, which was a much more simpler version. So this card, I just stamped it in one color and added the pelicans. I didn't add any of those cloud details or the wave. So it's just a simpler version, but just adding the extra color to the wave really lifts it. Then I wanted to create a sunset background or a sunrise. So just sponging, I've masked an area for the moon shape, and I've done some sponging with the blending brushes. With the wave, I've die cut that in some of that gorgeous blue foil, and then adhered it to some paper and cut around that just by hand. Maybe I'll have to do a video to show you how to create that effect, especially I was really pleased how that moon effect turned out. So stay tuned for that in another video, I think. Now, I didn't want to waste that blue foil offcut, so I've used the negative on another card and just layered that on some designer series paper. I've added a silver foil, and that just gives it a cool effect, and it's nice that you don't waste that foil cut. I played around with it being a bit more arty. I'm not really too arty when it comes to making cards. It's very simple. But I wanted to stamp on the designer series paper. So it gives this pattern here, it gives it an effect of swirling sand and colours through the wave. And I've just added some die cut wave details on the base card. Now, I've lost count how many cards I've created, but this card I wanted to share with you. I'm giving you a sneak peek of this card. This is one of the cards I'm doing for my class by mail that's available this week. It actually closes this week, so if you're a local Australian resident, you can join in. But I've created with the beautiful paper and some pelican. With the class by mail, you'll create 3 cards. I've got one fun fold card as 2 others. And I've added all the details on my blog, so you'll be able to find that out if you want to join in and create some of these gorgeous cards. It is only available to Australian residents at the moment. All right, so our last card is a completely different look. I've used the All Together paper. Initially, we didn't have the Waves of the Ocean designer series paper available, so I just used some of the other paper that I had. So I think the black and white is really striking on the card against the blue. I've just done some simple stamping with the pelican. So now just a reminder that all of the products are available in my store. If you're in Australia, you can jump on the link that I'll add in the description, or it's on Facebook or on my blog. So grab any of these products. So there are more than 5 different ways to use these gorgeous products, and I have a lot more to show you. So I hope you liked them. Tell me what you think. What's your favorite? So thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you in another video very soon. Bye.